Sagittarius, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Saggies out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time. See what we got here in mid-July for you. My guides and spirit team, what's up? And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock. What do we got for the Saggies, please? In mid-July, my guides. Nice and quick here. There we go. I ask and I receive. We got this hermit-like alchemist figure, which is always very intriguing to me. This is a big card of focus. It's also a big card of creation. There's a lot of undertones with this individual, okay? So we're going to have to break it down. There's a lot going on here. Very illuminated type of energy. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about it. Now, for a portion of you, if you're connected to Virgo, I do link this card to Virgo. It does remind me of the Hermit a little bit. But if you look at the imagery here, we have this alchemist. He has the alchemical symbol of the sun right on the third eye, which to me is a card of enlightenment, aha moments. So this is a beautiful card of focus and knowledge. But we see this person looking at their creation. So first and foremost, I always think of focus, whether it's you trying to focus up your energy, like trying to focus on creating your life, your future. This could even be a person that you are hyper-focused on, or someone that is very much hyper-focused on you when this card shows up. But a big thing here is creation. Spirit wanting you to align your energy, align your efforts to create the most positive outcome. Okay, so take that if it hits for you. Okay, for some of you, it might just be under someone's microscope. It could be that simple. But for a portion of you, you might need to really refine your energy and put it towards worthwhile pursuits. We'll just leave it at that. We'll put them over there. Let's get into tarot now. I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. But yeah, we're going to get you 3 tarot cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff going. So let's shuffle it up here one time for Saggy. My God, so what do we got for my friends? So let's talk about last week's reading while we shuffle up here. Last week's reading was titled A Massive Blessing, and it was absolutely beautiful. Whether it's come to you in recent times, whether it's about to come your way, there was beautiful energy of blessing surrounding the Sagittarius collective, whether it is in the future. I always say the readings could bleed over for the next couple of weeks, so hopefully something really good's coming your way. But I was getting so much positivity for Saggy, which was different than the other fire signs, so hoping something good came your way. But as I always say, you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards, though. What do we got for Sagittarius here? Guys, mid-July. Yeah, wow. All right. I mean, cards always have a way of surprising me. We have the Hermit in position number 1. So we get the Oracle card. Now we get the actual Tarot card. So what is Spirit trying to say to us with this Hermit type of energy? Maybe there's something you're withdrawing from. All right, now we have a card of communication. So I could already read this as somebody trying to come out of their shell in some sort of way, or wanting to come out of seclusion, wanting to come out of a shell, wanting to speak about something. Let's get you one more. I don't want to free flow too much here. Okay. Now we're looking good here, my friends. Something may be revealed or brought out into the light, and this is feeling really, really good to me so far. We have the 6 of Wands right here on the back end. We're going to have to talk about this. We also have the Knight of Cups as a bonus. So Saggy, we might have some interesting energies to take a look at. Let's go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff going. Now at first glance, I look down here. Obviously we have the Hermit. It's like we're going from stopped to slow to picking up steam. It's like a snowball of energy here. But we have a lot of earthy stuff, but that gives way. Okay, so maybe you are focused on the money, the earthly, the material, but that gives way into other beautiful stuff. Let's go through one by one, then we'll get further into it. Hermit, position number 1. Like I was mentioning, very similar archetypes to the Oracle card we were seeing. Now, all cards have positive, all cards have challenges. When we see this Hermit, if you're not linked to a Virgo, because they could be showing up here front and center, this Hermit is possibly somebody withdrawing from something, pulling back, taking a step back. This could sometimes be someone that is isolated, solitude, lonesomeness, whether it's self-imposed or not. Like, this is someone trying to keep to their own business or stay in their own shell if they're not taking a step back. The Hermit, the positives of this card, they're extremely spiritually tapped in, philosophical, wise, lots of knowledge being consumed with this Hermit type of energy. In some cases, this card could represent someone going through the dark night of the soul, or a lot of challenges, issues, situations. So we'll just have to see. But as we press forward through the reading, right next to it, we have a beautiful energy, which is the Page of Pentacles. A big card of the new. Let me get this Hermit right where it belongs. There we go. When we have the Page of Pentacles, it could represent earth sign energy once again. Whenever we see Pentacles, we think of money, we think of work, we think of the material world. If this isn't a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, the Page, they're all students, they're all messengers, speakers, talkers. So kind of the opposite of what we have going on here with the Hermit. That's why I said it could be somebody coming out of their shell, delivering some sort of news, wanting to have a conversation, or just starting something very new. But with the way the cards are coalescing here on the back end, this could be leading to some good prosperous energy for sure. It could literally just be a passing conversation as well. Tarot is very much on a spectrum. It could be something minor, it could be something very major. It all depends on what you're going through. But there is this big focus on the earthy, or the earthy placements. Let's just put that page right back up there where it belongs. And let's get in on this Six of Wands, one of my favorite cards. I link this to Leo energy, which is right around the corner. This is a big card of victory, complete and total victory, triumph, overcoming. You see this person, it's like they're marching in a parade with the laurels there. This is a card of public recognition, getting praise for the good works you've done, the good things you've done. Notice it is of the fire suit. So it has that combustible type of energy. One thing I will say is most of this main suit, because I always take Pentacles and Wands as like the outer expression of the world, and Cups and Swords as the inner expression. So there is a lot of outer expression here. But this is a movement-based action type of card, and it is victorious, winning, triumphant. So we'll really want to see what's up here. Now, the challenge that comes along with the Six of Wands, it could sometimes represent somebody that counts their chickens before they hatch. Or this could just represent a person in your life that is a little egotistical. Take from that what you will. Moving to the back end, we got water sign energy. We got the Knight of Cups, the super silky, smooth talking, Prince Charming individual. You might be connected to a water sign. So we have a lot of different signs. We have earth, we have a lot of water. When the Knight of Cups shows up, it often shows up in love readings. There's a lot of creativity and passion within this card. If it's not exactly a person, I see this as silky, smooth, easy flowing progress type of energy. So it's really nice, especially as a bonus, because once again, that's another footnote. So with all that being said, I want to dive deeper, Saggy. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Saggies, please. My guides, what do we got going on for my friends? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Hermit. And yes, my friends, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Saggy, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is this Hermit here? Pardon me. Queen of Swords in reverse though, huh? Okay, you might be having issues with an older feminine figure, even an air sign. So we're getting a lot of the zodiac now. We're not going to become too reliant on the zodiac signs. The Queen of Swords to me is generally someone that is like very much in their head, serious, stern. I am getting someone purposely taking a step back because they don't want to appear as too mean or too calculating or anything like that. They don't want to be too harsh. This, to me, feels good intention. Somebody taking a step back because they don't want to hurt another. Or like, you know, I don't want to bring other people into my mode. I'm not feeling the best right now. I'm going to take a step back so no one else has to experience it. It feels selfless to me in a way. If this isn't issues with an older feminine figure or an air sign, the Queen of Swords in reverse could it could represent somebody who's having like some mental, I don't want to use the word mental issues, but a lot going on in the mind, thinking too much. They can't make a proper plan. There's a little cloudiness to them. So this is someone purposely taking a step back. Like they can't form a coherent thought. They can't form a proper thought process. So they're going to separate themselves for the time being. They can't get their thoughts right. Okay, so this could be someone who is mentally a bit of a mess or somebody who is stressing or nervous. That's a vibe I'm getting. But it seems to me like they're putting themselves in isolation due to that. We're going to keep moving. Or like this is somebody who isolates themselves. We're just going to leave it at that. What's going on that Page of Pentacles? Like I said, though, I was getting that vibe of somebody possibly coming out of their shell. So we'll see what's up. What's going on that page? Why is this page here? Okay. Yeah, the cards are acting funky now. There we go. 5 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. All right, let's talk about it. Okay, this is someone who feels like they have something like very important or very serious that needs to be shared and needs to be talked about. So whether this is that person coming out of the shell, maybe that's a way you might be feeling. We have the 5 of Cups in reverse. This is somebody who feels like they need to heal something. They need to speak about it. They need to air it out. For a portion of you, I'm getting 2 different things. If this isn't someone that feels like they need to have an important or serious talk to heal something within themselves, this to me does feel like somebody saying, you know what, I'm going to give this another crack. I'm going to try this again. Something they may have failed at in the past. Something that, you know, may have been failed at, didn't work out for whatever reason. They want to give it another go with this Page of Pentacles. That's the vibe. If not, this does feel like an important or serious talk that someone wants to have or needs to be had. And they are coming out of the shell to do it. Okay. Let's keep pressing forward. I'm not going to get hung up here. I feel like it's very simple and straightforward. Let's see what's up with that 6 of Wands. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. Noticing we're having a lot of people here now. We got the Queen, we got a Page, we have a Knight. So there's a lot of people showing up here. So there might be a lot of things going on in the Saggy energy. A lot of energies affecting you. So why is that 6 of Wands here? Thank you. Yeah, there's been so much healing this week in a lot of the fire signs. We have the 10 of Swords in reverse underneath this 6 of Wands. This is someone who has dealt with like a couple of very harsh endings, or someone who has had a lot of rock bottoms, but they're trying to see the silver lining in it. They're taking the lessons that they were given and they're seeing the silver linings in it, and they're not dwelling on it. There's a lot of healing here. If you're in a lot of pain right now, or if there's someone you're connected to that's in a lot of pain, there are big opportunities for them to heal themselves in this time. Like I'm picking it up heavily here. The 10 of Swords in reverse is the best way we want to receive this type of card. And I was picking this up like someone who may have felt like they failed at something in the past. They're going to give it another go. This to me feels like if that has happened, like if there's been a task or a work or a job or art, whatever it might be that you failed at in the past, there's big opportunity to try again and succeed. Like if at first you don't succeed, try and try again. I'm getting that vibe sweeping throughout this whole thing. But there is big opportunity for healing, and I'm seeing somebody looking at their past failures and past things that didn't work out the way they wanted to, and drawing the silver lining around it and saying, you know what, I could learn a lesson from this. There's an important lesson to be had. So I am picking that up here. Someone who recognizes the important lesson that they've learned. So let's go through and do a quick little recap here. There's a lot of nuance in this week's read, Saggy. Let's go through before we get the shadow card. In position number 1, we do have the Hermit with the Queen of Swords in reverse. To me, this didn't feel like a challenge. This to me felt like someone who was purposely isolating themselves. Maybe some mental fog where their mind was a bit of a mess, or they're nervous, anxious. There's a lot of mental stuff happening here. And they didn't want to bring someone in to that energy. Like they don't want to bring someone down into that or put that energy on somebody else. So it's someone who's purposely isolating themselves or taking a step back for whatever reason. And it feels kind. Like it might not look it, it might not feel like it, but to me, this is someone doing it because they perceive it to be the kindest thing to do. Like, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to be a bother. Moving to the center, we have the Page of Pentacles with the 5 of Cups in reverse. This is an individual finally opening up. This is someone who feels like they have a very important talk or a serious talk that needs to be had that can bring a lot of healing to both individuals. And another vibe I was picking up here was that someone, if they may have failed at something in the past, they might want to give it another go. They might not give it another spin, and we're picking it up here on the back end. And if that is the case, if that's you wanting to revisit something that you've tried in the past, you could see some big victories here, because on the back end, we have the Six of Wands with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Someone learning the lessons from the past, learning from their failures and using it for future victories. It's very good. Also, there is so much opportunity for healing here for oneself, for those around them. So like healing from the past, and I've seen it for a lot of different signs this week. I would actually say claim those healing energies, especially if you're still affected by anything. Please take a screenshot. I'm going to get you one shadow card here. Maybe we could get more detail. So let's see what's in the shadows for Saggy. Very interesting reading this week. And if that's not your energy, yeah, it might just be someone you're linked to. And hopefully it all works out for them. Hopefully they can heal from whatever has been griping them. But let's see what's going on here. What's in the shadows for Saggy? Real quick. And I always like to pull one shadow card, whether it's something, yeah. So triple hermits throughout this whole entire reading, because we have the hermit in the shadows. Okay, so we have that hermit figure in the very beginning. We have the hermit as the first tarot card. We have the hermit as the last card of the whole entire reading in the shadows. This is a card that does tend to exist in the shadows, literally. When we see the shadow side of the hermit, this is somebody purposely withdrawing, all those things that we were seeing within the reading itself. So there could be some of you that are going through some solitude or missing somebody or purposely isolating with this type of card. That's not usually Sagittarius energy. A lot of the Saggies I know, they're very outgoing, adventurous. Obviously not every Saggy, but hermit energy doesn't really vibe mostly with Sagittarius, in my opinion. Okay, they don't like to self-isolate unless it's important for whatever reason. So Spirit could just be telling you like, hey, maybe you need this time. Maybe you need this isolation for whatever reason, this reflection. Use your inner wisdom when this card shows up, especially so much. I would urge all Saggies that have made it to this point to really look into the Hermit card itself. I always urged you to do more research, but since the Hermit is showing up in such a big priority here, do some deep dives on it, because it could be very important for you, Saggy. But that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the June subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab after this week's fire and air signs readings. But for July, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. Once again, one of my favorite decks and one of the first ones I ever gave away on this channel. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the tarot suits, which one has your favorite art style? Is it the swords, wands, pentacles, cups, even the major arcana? You'll be entered to win. And at the end of July, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.